Yeah, greetings, my fellow freedom lovers and sovereign thinkers. This is LL3's newest podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful land of enchantment, which is also known as New Mexico. And today's date is Monday, October 3rd, 2016. Yes, there's a few people out there that were born this date. Wish them a happy birthday, and you know who you are, the ones that know me. But this is a lot of insane reports are happening this past couple of days, and of course, everyone's talking about the whole Wikileaks on Hillary Clinton, which could even go down to Bill and George W. Bush, supposed to be allegedly canceled or not, but they were really like hyping this up. Well, however, I will always say this. I'm not gonna like go too late, but I want to tune in because I know Alex Jones doing one at 2 o'clock Central Time. Now here it'll be 1 a.m. So I'm going to probably check on a few things and see if I get the WikiLeaks reports myself, if he puts it on his website or does an interview and all that. Plus, even what's going on in India, in Pakistan, India, looks like there's a lot of bigger tensions. And the defense minister warned if India attacks that country, they're going to nuke them. And even plus the Russians and the United States are not really getting involved. And hopefully that won't be the case to have another Pac-Indo war, because that would be very nasty. We don't want to see anything like this, because what's going on in the South China Sea, what's happening in Europe, it's like world chaos as we know it. There's even a video I've seen on Rupley with the whole people in Greece were having a big rally. The pensioners would maybe get their pensions cut, and they had big protests out there. And of course, the United Nations is going to find out who's going to be governing what. It was on RT, but I always have a response to be in those areas. Plus, even rumors and claims about they're going to try to. There's like a tactical team ready to go for Los Angeles if something like this in Charlotte would happen. They want to try to make this more like more of a bigger police state measure. The whole thing is, my friends, they really want to see this country collapse so to have their one world order. And I know I've been preaching, not preaching, but I've been dressing this since I got on my early days of the show. And it's really intriguing of what is really happening. And in addition, the whole thing was going on with Bill Clinton, this illegitimate son claimed to be his father. And I have to say, I have seen the photos, and they do have an interesting resemblance, okay? And of course, there was this person he conceived it with was a prostitute in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, as governor, allegedly. So a lot of stuff is being exposed. A lot of these political figureheads and puppeteers and so forth, they're all running naked. They're stripped naked. So I always have to, that's what I say before, we are living. It is great to be, we're living in exciting times, man. It's a great time to be alive, to see what's really happening. Plus, I always tell everyone that I know, I'm optimistic, but preparing for a rough ride also. So I have to look at everything in the balance factor. I've always been like that. So, keep me alive after all these years. And we all have our falters, but hey, I'm alive. I'm healthy. I got great family, good friends out there. I love them all. And I hope keep your eyes out too for the folks out in the Caribbean, around Florida Atlantic coastline. Maybe because of Hurricane Matthew, be keeping tabs on that. Yeah, and of course they're talking about maybe another big earthquake happening on the coastline. They say it's going to supposed to be going anytime soon. But I'm not saying it's going to happen, nothing set in stone, but we got to prepare ourselves because always Mother Nature has her cycles as well. So speaking of WikiLeaks, that's going to really be talking about here. And like it says here, there's a claim It's by truthactivist.com. We're going to be talking a couple of things on Leakyweeks. Let me see. Boom and boom. Yeah, a couple of things on Leakyweeks. And this one here says, Wikileaks canceled live announcement of next leaks due to security concerns. There's a claim here saying Julian Assange had previously promised to reveal new leaked documents tomorrow morning from the balcony of the Ecuadorian embassy, but safety concerns have prompted him to make the announcement via video. Over the past few months, Wikileaks has caused considerable controversy with its release of leaked emails of the Democratic National Committee as well as Hillary Clinton's private email server. Many of the revelations have been incredibly damaging to the Clinton campaign, but the blow was softened as most of the mainstream media failed to cover the leaks. Clinton's campaign in response to the leaks has been fierce, with Clinton supporters blaming Russia for the leaks despite lack of evidence. Some have even directly threatened WikiLeaks editor-in-chief Julian Assange with assassination, including liberal commentator and Clinton supporter Bob Beckel. In August, during an appearance on Fox Business, Beckel proclaimed that someone should illegally shoot the son of a bitch because a dead man can't leak stuff. Shame on you, Mr. Beckel. Shame on you. You just exposed yourself with another established Uncle Tom. And I said so. Unfazed by these threats and others, Assange made an appearance on Fox himself at the end of last August, where he declared that the most interesting and serious information on Hillary Clinton is yet to be released. That information was set to be released this upcoming Tuesday in a highly anticipated announcement from Assange himself. However, WikiLeaks abruptly canceled the announcement due to security concerns and has failed to say if the announcement has been canceled permanently or will be rescheduled. However, the cancellation was reported by MSNBC, not by WikiLeaks. Go figure. Who's on MSNBC? Those bend over Bob and Aunt Jemimas. Voila. Leaving some questioning whether the cancellation was falsified, MSNBC has claimed they received information about the cancellation directly from WikiLeaks. MSNBC also said that Assange would instead appear via video link at Berlin press conference Tuesday morning, an event originally planned to celebrate WikiLeaks' 10th anniversary. However, there is no official confirmation from WikiLeaks that the Tuesday morning event will include the announcement of more leaks. Due to security concerns at the Ecuadorian embassy, Julian Assange balcony announcement on Tuesday had been canceled per at WikiLeaks. That was September 30th by Jesse Rodriguez. So as we continue here, many have speculated as to what was meant by security concerns. The announcement was planned to take place at the Ecuadorian embassy in London, where Assange has been living for the last 4 years. Assange was offered assignment in Ecuador 4 years ago, following concerns that he will be extradited to the United States to face charges for espionage after WikiLeaks, along Chelsea Manning, exposed U.S. war crimes in Iraq. Yeah, but if you are running for president and you sold your soul to the One World Order, you get immunity, baby. The world should be at their feet, 'cause you have immunity, baby. Getting screwed in the butt has its benefits. Not in the long run, that is. However, this is not the first time that WikiLeaks and its supporters have worried about the embassy's security. For example, soon after the last round of Clinton-related leaks were released, a male intruder scaled on the side wall and window of the Ecuadorian embassy at 2:47 a.m. and fled after being caught by security. Many speculated that the man was actually an assassin targeting Assange. Assange and his supporters have claimed for years that his personal safety is at risk due to his history of revealing documents that reveal crimes of politicians as well as national governments. In fact, Assange had not been able to leave the embassy in 4 years due to the constant threats of arrest by the UK government and threats to his personal safety as well as the safety of his collaborators. Many people, especially those opposed Clinton, have hoped that the promise of coming leaks would doom Clinton's campaign in an October surprise. Assange hinted that the next leaks would be enough to indict the presidential hopeful. WikiLeaks previously leaks this year were responsible for exposing the DNC and Obama's play-to-play schemes and for revealing the rigged primary run by the Democratic National Convention. The primary, according to leaks, led to a fraudulent Clinton win, as well as for showing that Bernie has been offered a private jet, among other things, for ending his campaign to endorse Clinton. Yep, he's been bought and paid for. Ha 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 ha. That's what happens when you feel the hype. Many of his supporters felt betrayed by the DNC following the leaks, and Clinton has focused much attention on currying favor with Sanders supporters in an attempt to bring them into her fold. However, recent leaks not associated with WikiLeaks recently revealed what Clinton really thinks about Sanders supporters, as she's teasing them for living in their parents' basements in a leaked audio clip. Any future leaks that could further tarnish Clinton's image could indeed cause irreparable harm to her campaign. Clinton is well aware of the threat WikiLeaks presents, as she once considered killing Assange in a drone strike while serving as Secretary of State. Of course, she's a murdering scum queen. If Assange and WikiLeaks indeed have such incriminating evidence against Clinton, hopefully they will be able to rise above the threats and release what her campaign has been desperately trying to hide. What are your thoughts? Boom. Well, one of my thoughts, I say release the damn things. Don't speak, take action. Because like I said, action speaks louder than words. We don't need rhetoricians. Put those damn things out and shame this scum queen, Jezebelian harlot, to the one world order for what she is. Pure garbage. Unacceptable, an unmeritable politician that hates our Bill of Rights culture, not because she's a woman, not because she's a Democrat, but a treasonous quack. And I say that based on her past practices. To be very sincere, my friends, I've been keeping tabs on Hillary Clinton for the past 24 years. When her husband was running for president, they try to praise her like she's some pedigree. I went to the bathroom, took a dump. I find that more inspiring. Just an example. Politics is another form of entertainment. So Mr. Julian Assange needs to release these things. Don't tease, blast it. Sun Tzu, that harlot, and her cronies. Just another example why she's an anti-freedom candidate. She's just one of them. Remember, in my last shows, I talk about Donald Trump too, about the Trump Mr. Fascism versus Mrs. Communist. It was interesting too because if you go on my Facebook page, there I put stuff on there about even Hillary Clinton, one supporting, I call it voluntary servitude. Yeah, it's like the whole Obama squad. You know what I'm saying? With the whole like national force. She wants to get that thing going, centralize everything, and it's really scary stuff. You have to look at everything a lot broader. Even those ass clowns, CNN, is going Trump bashing, Trump bashing, Trump bashing. That's their only fetish because the other information they put out has been exposed as fraudulent garbage. And you're talking to a person not even a Trump supporter. I'm just letting you folks know, and in good faith too. The bottom line: release these damn things. Okay? Because you know why? If he gets taken out, we know who the suspects are. It's not 1960s anymore, my friends. They can't hide this stuff anymore. Now you got technology. They will be exposed a lot quicker. And we'll continue on here of WikiLeaks. Oops. This is from Anti-Media by Jake Anderson. Talk about here, new reports claim Hillary Clinton wanted to assassinate Assange with drone strikes. So it's on the same thing here. It says here a new article published on TruePundit.com and tweeted by WikiLeaks claimed that in 2010, the Secretary of State Hillary Clinton broached the idea of launching a drone strike to take out Julian Assange. Assange's latest batch of leaks at the time, dubbed Cablegate, had become an embarrassment to the Obama administration and constituted what the State Department officials viewed as a danger to the international intelligence community. True Pundit's unconfirmed report alleges the topic came up on the morning of Tuesday, November 23, 2010, on Mulgany Row at the State Department, where Secretary Clinton abruptly changed the focus of the meeting from the color of her sweater to extrajudicial assassination. Can't we just drone this guy? True Pundit's anonymous sources says she asked, prompting a full discussion of legal and non-legal methods of dealing with the WikiLeaks whistleblower organization. After all, she said he was a soft target, walking around and freely disseminating private correspondence between diplomats and foreign leaders. According to True Pundit, Clinton's alleged question even generated an email with the stunning subject harder an SP memo on a possible legal and non-legal strategies reference of Wikileaks. The email written by one of her top aides appeared to echo the alleged brainstorming session during which Clinton had questioned why the whistleblower could not be killed without due process. Still, it's important to note non-legal does not necessarily mean illegal, and the text of the email does not reference drones, meaning the foundation of True Pundit's report rests of the anonymous unconfirmed accounts of the former State Department employee. And there's an unclassified document on here too. Let's see see what happens here. Never mind. It's all going to Pinterest. I want to put this back. I'm not even worried. Come on, get me back. There you go. And it's interesting here because it says here, unclassified U.S. Department of State, case number F-2014-20439, document number C05771690. And it's from Anne Marie Slaughter at state.gov, as a Slaughter A at state.gov, Tuesday, November 23rd, 2010, 10:29 p.m. to H. Interesting. H. How cute. And there's carbon copies to Beanin, Huma, Sullivan, Jacob J, Mills, Cheryl D. And it's an SP memo on possible legal and non-legal strategies, reference of WikiLeaks. And the attachments here, the docs, it says here, following this morning's meeting, I activated my 4 legal eagles on the SP staff: Peter Harrell, Jen Harris, Bill Burke, White, and Catherine Powell. That includes 2 law professors and 2 Yale law grads who certainly could be law professors. They reach out to the people at the Berkman Center at Harvard and other experts working together with Alec Ross. Alec has been particularly useful in terms not only of his knowledge but also his sensitivity to how anything we might try to do could impact our own interests, our own internet freedom agenda. The result is the attached memo, which has one interesting legal approach and I think some very good suggestions about how to handle our public diplomacy. AM, which is Anne Marie Slaughter, Director of Policy Planning, U.S. Department of State, at 202-647-2972. If the True Pundit report is factual, it is unclear whether or not this information was shared with President Obama. Shortly after the meeting, the Cablegate documents began to circulate, and Assange sought asylum at the Ecuadorian embassy in England, coming during the presidential debate in which Assange has released several damaging troves of documents related to Clinton and the DNC. The revelation adds even more context to the escalating rhetoric aimed at WikiLeaks. In fact, the disclosure makes the establishment's Cold War-like attribution to Russian hacking suddenly seem almost friendly. It certainly isn't terribly surprising any media release speculated on why mainstream media was suddenly serving as a conduit for various DNC figures to advocate for Assange's murder. The thesis was that such rhetoric would pave the way for an actual military strike against Assange and eventually more whistleblowers. It appears that if the True Pundit report is accurate, the first part of this assessment was also correct. The State Department under Clinton actively deliberated on non-legal military strikes against the head of WikiLeaks. At this point, it is not hard to imagine that the new major leak, which could be very well make for a historic October surprise, will be labeled a boon to counterintelligence and therefore a threat to national security. Regardless of whether or not True Pundit's allegations are true, if Clinton is elected president in November, her past record on drones makes it reasonable to expect her strategies will employ extrajudicial assassination. One can't help but notice a glaring ethical inconsistency in the state's reaction to leaks. American citizens who have nothing to hide are expected to tolerate invasions of their privacy by the government for the sake of national security. Yet the same government is unwilling to peacefully adhere to a standard of transparency when their words and actions are brought to light. Oh, yes. So you have to always see it a little bit bigger. How much merit does true pundits have? I don't know. But a lot of us understand one thing, can comprehend one thing. Clinton's, Hillary Clinton's credibility is very despicable. Even the time when the United States and NATO attacked Libya to so-called free that country against the dictator, vicious dictator Muammar Gaddafi, when he got killed, what did Hillary Clinton said? We came, we 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 saw, he died, and she laughed in the Twilight Zone, bizarro world. That's how sickening this woman's mind is. And even go on my Facebook page, I have a photo of her in Time magazine wearing a Mao peasant suit. Okay, so this guy, folks, you got to really think deep. If all you Hillary Clinton worshippers out there, if you believe she's a great woman, tell me what she constitutionally achieved. Tell me how is she a Bill of Rights defender or a tyrannical sentinel or a watcher fighting tyranny? She doesn't. You folks have no merit when you try to defend her. It's null and void in my realm. And I don't give a damn if you condemn me or not. Because the fact is this, she is just another puppet. Okay, and I'm not praising the so-called opponent either. As I call it bread and circus as far as I'm concerned. But something you have to look at. And we'll see how much, like they say, it is a strange allegation, but we all know one thing, credibility is the best policy, and her credibility is down the drain. All right, speaking of this came from TrueActivist.com. It says here, breaking, New York Attorney General shuts down Trumpet Foundation over fraud. And who wrote this? I want to find out who wrote this here. I should have thought about this in the first place before narrating. That's just me, right? No worries. It'll be on there. It says here the injunction comes only hours before WikiLeaks is due to announce its next round of leaks expected to damage Hillary Clinton's campaign. Donald Trump's charitable foundation has been shut down by Attorney General of New York State Eric Schneiderman. The notice of violation forces the organization to immediately cease soliciting donations in New York. The announcement came as a surprise to many, even those is only to culmination of a series of recent revelations over corrupt dealings realized by Trump through his foundation. Trump was caught using his foundation funds to illegally pay off personal debts and also funnel foundation money and under-table donation to re-elect Pam Bondi as Florida Attorney General in 2013. The nation came at a time when Bondi was considering launching an investigation into the fraudulent Trump University, but dropped the investigation upon receiving generous contribution. Interesting, huh? Over the years, the foundation has raised millions of dollars, and over the course of the last 8 years, those contributions have come from donors other than Trump. Between 2009 and 2014, the Trump Foundation raised $4.36 million, with $2.5 million of that sum coming directly from New Yorkers. Many of those donations were misreported and may be evidence of fraudulent activity. Though Trump's foundation has indeed engaged in dubious financial activities, the timing of the shutdown is conspicuous. New York Attorney General is a fervent supporter of Trump's opponent, Hillary Clinton, and the injunction against Trump's foundation comes only hours before the highly anticipated WikiLeaks announcement, which could potentially doom Clinton's campaign. It is highly possible that it was announced today to detract from the upcoming leaks, which are likely to be highly damaging to Clinton's campaign by refocusing negative media attention on Trump. Clinton herself has an also extremely dubious and fraudulent charitable donation, which may actually be worse than Trump's, considering it so much larger. The Trump Foundation raised $4.36 million in 5 years, when the Clinton Foundation raked in $140 million in 2013 alone. Several Wall Street analysts have called Clinton Foundation charity fraud on a truly massive scale, considering that only 0.06% of the Clinton donations actually go to direct aid. The Clinton Foundation has also misreported its donations so much that it's being investigated by the IRS for fraud. It also received massive donations from foreign governments while Clinton served as Secretary of State, which has led some to accuse Clinton of running a play-to-play scheme. Why has New York Attorney General Scheinman refused to mention the Clinton Foundation's equally obvious fraud? If this concerns over Trump is an unbiased as he claims, the fact is both Clinton and Trump are corrupt elites, and singling out one of them blinds us to equally nefarious dealings of the others, behavior that either one is likely to take with them to the White House. Yes, I have to say that. And I don't know why Schneiderman don't want to go after Hillary Clinton too, because as far as I'm concerned, he claimed no politics involved. You're a damn hypocrite, okay? You probably got bribed by Hillary Clinton, and you went, okay, I'll do that to me. I'll do that for you, mistress. That's how you scumbags think. It's just pure garbage and rhetoric and deceptions. So I know I've been using like much using derogatory, semi-derogatory, salty language, I would say. I'll admit that. I don't know. It's just me. I just sometimes my friends, I just get a little bit, get a little bit aggravated with all this ping pong games, cloak and dagger, bread and circuses, called the evangelical circus, okay, with the race and so forth. That's how I look at it. Pick your God or goddess. Hallelujah! Please save us. We can't even clean our own rear ends. That's how I see it. So there's a lot of foul play going on. I'm not gonna be. I think it's too obvious. So. But hey, I say this: if you're gonna get him, you gotta get her. You gotta get her foundation as well. So to all those attorney generals out there, start calling these people out. If not, we know where you stand. So, yep, that's how I look at it. And speaking of that, there's a petition going on with judicialwatch.org. Go shut down the corrupt Clinton Foundation. It says here, Hillary Clinton must be held accountable for using public office to line her pockets and those of the corrupt Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea Clinton Foundation. New emails released by Digital Watch include email exchanges in which Hillary Clinton top aide Huma Abedin provided influential Clinton Foundation donor specials, expedited access to the Secretary of State, and one flagrant example, the Crown Prince of Bahrain was forced to go through the Clinton Foundation to get to access to the Secretary of State. He got it after pledging $32 million to the Clinton Global Initiative. In these emails, we are seeing the most blatant abuse ever of a cabinet office. Hillary Clinton turned the State Department into a global revenue stream that enriched her private interests and with millions of ill-gotten dollars. The scope of this pay-for-play corrupt is simply staggering. These new emails confirm that Hillary Clinton abused her power by selling favors to the Clinton Foundation donors. Sign a petition to demand the corrupt foundation be shut down. That's right. If a New York attorney can shut down the Trump Foundation, we should shut down the Clinton Foundation. Okay, so let's go. Birds of a feather flock together. The two so-called freedom candidates, but anti-freedom candidates to be exact. That's why I say it's very biased out there, my friends. A lot of rough edges on both ends, but who is more worse? That's the question. But everyone's CNN going after Trump this, Trump that. But Hillary, oh, she's such a great woman. You know what? They just smack. If you see these people, just smack them upside the head, and you could just bang their heads with love on the teleprompter. Stop reading this damn thing, will ya? Think for yourselves. But you know what? Sign a petition and share it with everyone out there, okay? All right, there's gonna be a couple things here from Occupy Corporatism. It's by Susan Posel. Check out her website, occupycorporatism.com. And it came out today. It says here, 8 isn't great. Wells Fargo stocks plummet. Stock plummet as Illinois finds a new bank. Ooh. So right here, Michael Furrich, the Illinois State Treasurer, announced that the state will suspend its investment business with Wells Fargo following recent revelations of unethical business practices with the bank. In addition, Chicago elements of the city have issued a ban from conducting business with Wells Fargo as well. That ban will extend to 2018. That's too damned quick. And in California, the state treasurer has also promised to suspend financial ties to the bank for the next 12 months. What happened? What's the matter there, state treasurer? You hate competition. You love stealing money from your own people. The scope of the scandal has rocked the public, but testimony on the Capitol by John Stump, CEO of the bank, has infuriated lawmakers. Stump told Congressman Keith Rothfuss that the 80,000 fake accounts created in Pennsylvania alone is not a large number of concern when compared to 2 million in total that's sprouted up across the country. Oh, really? How beautiful. Richard Escrow, host of the Zero Hour and senior fellow for Campaign of America's Future, point out nothing clarifies the mind of a bank board member than loss of lucrative business deals. Wells Fargo's CEO said he will pay a penalty for presiding over his bank's fraud wave. Oh, how cute, how sweet. Escrow continues. Stump now says he will forego $41 million in stock options and salary while bank's board investigates the scandal. This is important for a number of reasons. Stump, like Chase's Diamond, is accustomed to receiving hagiographic treatment by much of the media. His PR firm-driven reputation is that he is one of the good bankers. Tell it to folks that got their homes illegally foreclosed. Stump is or was given an opening in the press about his working class upbringing and all the decent American values instill in him. Wait. Give me sympathy, hope is wine. Recently, some of the 5,300 employees who were fired over the scandal have filed a lawsuit alleging that lower-level bankers were coached into creating a minimum of 10 fake fee-generating accounts per day using false names and fake email addresses such as noname@wellsfargo.com so they could not be traced back. Yep, the patsies are out again. That's what happened. You go, okay, master, I will do that for you. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. Bend over. How far, boss? Bunch of house peasants. Employees were incentivized through monetary rewards for sandbagging, opening false accounts that the customer told the bank not to, pinning, connecting personal ID numbers without customer approval, and bundling lying about availability of products of customers. Hell, I would have take my money, I'll tell them to stick it up their rectum as far as I'm concerned. Bunch of damn thieves. All right, another lawsuit concerning Wells Fargo contends the largest California bank violated state and federal law by misusing confidential information and failing to notify customers when personal information was breached. Using aggressive tactics to coerce new customers, Wells Fargo has made it difficult to correct the mistakes made by WF and return fees to customers because of high-pressure sales culture set unrealistic quotas, spurring employees to engage in fraudulent conduct to keep their jobs and boost the company's profits. Hey, that's what come. I don't do business with these yahoos, okay? There's another corporate scheme. In this case, the bank blamed a few rogue employees who bank has appropriately disciplined or fired. I don't think so. Through training, audits, and processes that work together to support our commitment to customers receiving only the products and services they need and will benefit from Wells Fargo. Say they are working to improve internal systems. Part of that training was cross-selling strategy called Going for Great. It's a brochure for employers to push banking products onto households of existing customers to increase fee potential, and overall profitability. Well. I just have to still scratch my head, Hey, I remember the time when I was hanging out, mingling, networking with Occupy Fort Lauderdale, and a lot of us went after, protests against Wells Fargo's and Bank of America and so forth. The big banksters, like part of the whole bankster scheme. I was never really impressed with these big banks anyway. I'd rather have a go with a credit union. May not be perfect, but I'd rather go with a state-run credit union, and because I get a little bit more benefits and more treat like a human being, not some number. When next time I have to cash my checks there, I get 750 fee, I have to pay 750 fee. How come you don't have an account with us? I told him, well, to be honest, I don't feel like it. I get a little moody at times. I don't want to be insulted. So, that's why, these banks and the Federal Reserve out there just tyrannical garbage, okay? So, and I can tell this, my friends, they need you more you need them. Remember that. That's how I see it. And it just boggles the mind, yeah? But we could proceed on. Another article from Susan Posel. This came out a couple of days ago. It says here about Donald Trump continues attack on Machado after his own sex tape surfaces. He was on Playboy. It says here Donald Trump appeared in a softcore porno movie produced by Playboy in 2000. The movie tells the story of Carol and Darlene, who arrived in New York on a sexual explicit bus tour across country. The plot description on the back of the straight-to-video VHS reads part from luxuriating in a warm, soapy tub to reveling at an exclusive nightclub. Carol and Darlene bear their sex appeal and lead you onto a sensual journey of discovery. Wow, how fascinating, right? According to journalist Andrew Kaczynski, Trump's role in the porn is relatively banging, and centers around him breaking a bottle of champagne on the Playboy's branded limo while several of the playmates were visiting New York City. BuzzFeed News obtained the footage from an online-only Buffalo, New York-based video store, Cinema Cornucopia. Cornucopia. Good grief, that's a pretty tacky name. Porno features nude women posing in sexual positions, dancing naked, touching themselves while naked, touching each other sensually, rubbing honey on themselves, taking a bath, and dressing in costumes. My, oh my. Trump took a Twitter last week to bash Alicia Machado, former Miss Universe winner, for having a sex tape. This accusation has been debunked because searches for Alicia Machado porn star or similar phrases up actual videos on pornographic websites, but all women who aren't her. Well, and in the video, you can see the video too, so I just gotta laugh, like, hey man, some things can haunt you. So he did an interview he did on Playboy too. I don't know. Him and Hugh Hefner may be buddies. I have no idea. Hugh Hefner just claimed he was another one world order conglomerate. That's the word to say. I'm not gonna have any. Maybe that's a claim. Just gets a big kick out of it. It's like, all this and that and sex tapes and I'm going to go after this person. You know what, man? It is hilarious. That's like I said. They're all wearing no clothes and I'm enjoying every minute of it. I am. I'm just laughing. I see everyone going, wound up and uptight. I'm just laughing. Because if I would have been there, both sides would have hated my guts, But that's okay. Hey, like I said before to those two candidates, even to Gary Johnson and Jill Stein, will you denounce the United States of America as a federal corporation, which is under Title 28, U.S. Code 3002, subsection 15? That's a legitimate question. If they give you a runaround, tell them to stick it and drop out. Plain and simple. But, like I said, this is very comical. And Suzanne Powell, like I said, I mean, I have to agree on everything. But she does her thing, which I commend and always observe responsibly. We do follow each other on Twitter, so it's pretty cool. All right, next one here came from Natural Blaze. And it says here, GMO corporations violate human rights and break federal law repeatedly in horrible migrant labor camps. This is by Brianna Escuda. As it says here, just one more reason why Monsanto and other big ag corporations are horrible. Big agricultural companies such as Monsanto and DuPont Pioneer are often criticized for a variety of reasons. Their use of GMOs and how they contaminate organic crops, the toxicity of their herbicides and pesticides, the effect they have on small farms, and how they use their power and billions of dollars to manipulate politics. Yeah, we love bribing those politicians, exactly. However, one particularly horrible and non-abstract aspect of these companies' dealings is how they treat migrant workers and the conditions the workers are forced to live in. The big ag corporations have thousands of migrant labor camps scattered around the country with thousands of underpaid migrants working at each camp. When state inspectors visit these camps, they find violations as often as 60% of the time. Despite giving citations and ordering the properties to make necessary changes to comply with the law, demands are often ignored because inspection agencies have little to no power or means of enforcement. The migrants only truly protesting these camps, and the way they live is to file a lawsuit against the agricultural giants, which businesses try to avoid by using third-party recruiters and private landlords to house the migrants. Instead of migrants suing the corporation, they often settle for taking up their concerns with the private landlords. It always works like that, my friends, like another obstacle course, another wall you gotta climb, another hurdle you have to jump. The devil's the devil is in the details of these camps, and the only way to understand what these workers endure is to listen to their personal accounts of the conditions they were forced to live in. One worker, Baladsar Arvizu, a 50-year-old migrant farm worker in Indiana, said, "I stayed in housing that is very similar to barns for animals," adding, We used to live 80 in a barn. We just had two bathrooms for 80 people." And there's a photo too. It was like, oh, not in good health here. Other workers who sued Monsanto for paying them well below the minimum wage also said in their initial complaint that the labor recruiter for Monsanto has promised them free housing with kitchen facilities. Instead, the workers were placed in cramped motels with no kitchen, then moved to a former nursing home where they were forced to pay $300 per month in rent. The kitchen that was provided was an old school bus with some stoves and fridge with little ventilation and space for 30 workers who used it. One couple who was working for Sawyer Nursery in Michigan said that they live in an apartment complex with dozens of other workers that was well below federal and state standards. Through they were lucky to have an apartment, as most are housed in even worse settings. The entire complex was infested with bed bugs, had no faucet in the shower, so they would bathe by dumping water on their heads. State inspectors noted that the place had 10 critical violations, including mice, cockroaches, and a lack of smoke detectors. They had been cited for similar violations before and after the couple lived there. The complex did nothing to make any changes and remains unlicensed as a qualified operator. Unfortunately, these companies take advantage of those workers because they were often illegal immigrants, that they have no bargaining power because they could be deported if they make too much noise about deplorable conditions. It is also difficult for workers to find independent housing because the costs associated with deposits and renting room or apartment, leaving them with no alternative option. While some states are cracking down on inspections, enforcement, and raising the standards for acceptable living conditions, there is still a long way to go before these people are treated fairly. More inspectors need to be hired to cover more facilities. Heftier fines need to be imposed for those caught violating the laws, and more money needs to be pumped into housing to improve conditions. It all comes down to legislator, so concerned citizens can elect officials dedicated to these issues if change is to be implemented. Well, 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 well. Like I said, it's I think these folks here, some of them may take the initiative to do a lot of homework on their rights, know these facts, and not not live in fear. Another thing too they should try to do, and that be their decision, is actually have visas, be here legit, and you could do those extra little steps as be their decision. Okay, and I know a lot of people trying to be productive, but being treated like pieces of garbage is irrelevant. But it's not the capitalistic way, it's the corporate way, fascistic way. This is how corporatism is, my friends. Here's some money. Turn around, look in the corner. Okay. So that's an example. So it's really horrible, and they got to take a stance. Talk to people. Plant the seeds. Get the knowledge. Don't be afraid to say no. We all have that rebel in us. We all are capable of enhancing on improving our spiritual attributes. That's the word to use, and spread that like fire. What they say, one flame could light a million. That's how it needs to be done with these folks. All right, next one here came from Another Day in the Empire.com. This is Kurt Nemo's site, formerly from InfoWars. It's here. Next time you hail Erber, think about endless war. Reads here, liberals fashionably call progressives either desire endless wars or they are clueless. I tend to think they have rationalized mass murder under the illusion of humanitarianism. Clinton's war pig aura has attracted a number of formerly recalcitrant neocons who don't trust Trump to keep the wars going. And enter David Poffel. It says enter David Poffel. He managed drone commander Barack Obama's 2008 campaign. He is also a member of Uber, the trendy private cab service reviled by some Democrats, particularly union members. Slate says Plowfee has taken a visible role as a highly optimistic surrogate for Hillary Clinton. Surge is the correct word here. If elected, Clinton will surge the wars and add significantly to the body count. Plowfee explains how the lesser of two evils paradigm works. Well, first of all, it's still September. We are concerned about enthusiasm and turnout in both 2012 and 2008. You say, how could it be in 2008? Well, because getting people to vote is a very hard thing. The thing that really does need to happen over the next few weeks is we need more people to get excited about Hillary Clinton, not just anti-Trump. You need both antipathy and fear of the opponent, but you also need enthusiasm for the candidate. We had both, fortunately, by the end of the campaign. People opposed McCain and Romney's position. I'm scratching my ear, sorry about that. Maybe they didn't fear them, although there was a little fear of McCain because of the Palin thing. But right now there is, I think, more fear of Trump than passion for Clinton. I think the debate helps there. I really do. Oh yes, antipathy and fear. It works every time. Polls show most Americans loathe both candidates, so the strategy is to have them vote along the lines of fear and hatred. Both Democrats and Republicans love this stuff. Plowfee admits that there is a little difference between Democrats and Republicans. Clinton's war pig aura has attracted a number of formerly recalcitrant neocons who don't trust Trump to keep the wars going. As you can see, a lot of people who work in the Bush administration and other administrations feel the same way about Clinton. Trump's temperament scares the daylights out of people who have worked in the White House. Finally, Plowfee breaks down the conflict between the elite and everybody else by using a rather laughable analogy. First of all, at a company like Uber, so many of our customers on both sides of our marketplace, rider and driver, are working class, are serving undeserved transportation areas, are people looking for a little more money. So I have a good, interesting viewpoint into the economy. In some places, Uber drivers come in well below working class. They don't even make the minimum wage. In January, the multi-billion-dollar company cuts fare rates in more than 100 U.S. and Canadian cities. Fares have been cut by as much as 45% in some cities. And while Uber is guaranteeing this will actually leading to larger earnings for drivers, the opposite has already been proven to be true. Drivers are reporting they are making as little as $2.89 per hour, reports the Observer. More basement dwellers It will take a lot of Shinola to motivate the disenfranchised to vote for Hillary. Hatred of Trump alone won't cut it. Well, well, well. You know what I say? Follow the money, my friends. Think before you speak. Think before you do. Examine everything responsibly. Yeah, even Uber has an anti-firearm policy. If you represent Uber, you can't even carry a firearm. Oh my goodness. So, hey, put your hands up. The Uber driver self-defense technique. But this is why you're always going to have Ponzi schemes like this. I'm not saying Uber may be very nice, but when the smoke clears, a lot of dirty dealing going on. This is just another example. Support if you support Uber, think about endless wars. Definitely do that because you never know. All right, enough of that. Finally, came out a few days ago. It's by freethrowproject.com. Students suspended, visited by cops for psych evaluation for pro Second Amendment school project. Oh my goodness, let's run to the hills. This is by Jack Burns. Let's just read here. Time out, lunch detention, and in school suspension on all forms of discipline, among others, which teachers have employed to punish students for misbehavior. But after Frank Harvey, 17, a Manville, New Jersey high school senior completed a pro Second Amendment project, his school ordered him to get his head checked. They need to pee him out of the microphone, as far as I'm concerned. The incident began Monday after Harvey, as many students sometimes do, left his USB drive in the computer lab. Another student opened Harvey's 11th grade project and reported him to school officials. Yes, a snitch. I'm a man. Or a courageous person, a woman, doesn't matter. At 7 p.m. Monday evening, Harvey's family said they were paid a visit by local law enforcement who investigated Harvey's claim the project was from last school year and cleared him from any criminal mischief. But apparently that wasn't enough to satisfy the Manville School District, who suspended, then promptly ordered Harvey to go under 5-hour psychological evaluation stemming from months later discovery of his anti-gun control project. Silence, I know. I'm dumbfounded too. It seems the teacher who assigned the work can no longer recall having done so, but the 12th grader disagrees, and so does his family. Harvey said the teacher approved his topic against gun control. He completed the project and received an A for his effort. Now, Harvey, now a 12th grader, says he completed the project as an assignment for his school career readiness class during the 2015-2016 school year. Screenshots of the video project titled About Guns shows Harvey's position was supportive of the individual right to self-defense using guns. He cited several incidences involving home break-ins that were thwarted when a homeowner fought back with the firearm. Harvey also inserted a few political cartoons which suggested citizens should arm themselves in the event of an active shooter scenario, and another which stated gun-free zones don't keep citizens safer. He's right. The Harvey family, so disturbed by the demand their son undergo psychological evaluation and desiring to clear his son's name, took the case their court of a public opinion notified New Jersey News Channel 12. I've never been a violent person, the soft-spoken young man told reporter Chris Keating, adding, I never had detention in my life. Explaining further, he said, it was assigned by the teacher and I got the topic, which was anti-gun control, approved by the teacher. Harvey's mother, Mary Vernon, said, I'm not taking him for a psychological evaluation because his teacher is lying and won't own up to what she did. Vervan alleges the teacher assigned it to my son did his homework. He got kicked out of school for it. I won't blame the teacher, respectfully. It's the administration, the school board. They basically labeled him, pigeonholed them, torment them, told that against them. Watch every move they make, Vervan said in reference to the treatment of her son received. That the Manville School District refused to comment on Harvey's individual case was reported, but the incident has now made national news and what appears to be yet another suppression of a student's right to free speech, notably speech involving a position supportive of firearms. His family, instead of complying with the school's district orders, withdrew Harvey from Manfield High School, and now he says he focused on earning his GED. Well, the Manfield School District are just a bunch of pieces of trash, one-dimensional peons, and makes Benedict, they are less patriotic than Benedict Arnold. Yes, that's all I gotta say about the Manfield School District. And you know what? People just should give them a call and just call them out as it is. Go, are you proud to be less patriotic than Benedict Arnold? That's what I would say. Because you know why? Because they're that weak and pathetic. They want us to be dumbed down and be numbered. And that's how I say about young man Vervin. He did the right thing. And I'm proud of him, and everyone should rally around him because it's not just a Second Amendment issue, it's free speech. And the New Jersey Constitution is supposed to honor that on free speech. So they're contradicting that too. Huh? That's right. Read the New Jersey Constitution, my friends. It's in Article 1. And this is why I get a little bit antsy on that. You know? Frank Harvey is his name. Yeah, that's his name, Frank Harvey. So as far as I'm concerned, it's totally unacceptable. All right. Another version of what the government schools know best. Yeah, just smack them beside their head and toss some horse manure in it. That's their qualities. Okay? Enough said. Say less to freedom and no to tyranny. And that is all, my friends. Thanks for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share this throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or you want to send me something interesting that I haven't really addressed, whatever you do, please send your correspondences with decorum. You can hit me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Tumblr, YouTube, Freedoms Network, and scene.life. Or you can email me at LokiLuck3, which is all together, the number 3, at gmail.com. Well, I decided to play one more song, another song, which is a band called Necronomicon. They're like a black/death metal band, but they had like some Native American roots in their music. I heard of these guys a while back. I would say about a good 10 years. I would say, wow, man, time flies when you're having fun. So I just browsing. Let me see what's going on with them. Haven't checked what they've been doing. And they have done a tour. They're a supporting act. I don't know who. And it's a video that came out. What's called Crown of Thorns. And the song is very interesting. It's about how so-called jack-lanterns claim they'll be Christians went in and rape, pillage, and desecrate the heritage of the Native Canadians and Native Americans and so forth. And it's not being anti-Christian, in my view. Well, it's how jack-lanterns exploit it for their own personal lesser gain. They're just an example. To people who are Bible readers and so forth, and Bible scholars and people who are authentic, is nothing against them at all. It's just the tyranny. That's how I look at it with the video and the song itself. And I like to play it, so I do appreciate music that get people thinking. All right. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves, keep on spreading the love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.
Therefore a life of numbness, keeping their soul